Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to write your name in bubble letters. I'm going to start with writing my name on the back, my table color, and my class code. Just so that I can make sure that I get my artwork back when I return. So you can write your name. You could write a characteristic trait. You could write maybe a word that describes you or a word that inspires you. Maybe respect or lead or compassion or integrity or even hope or peace or even responsibility. You could write one of those words down. So I'm going to show you the word respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Now, when I write and I want my words to be centered in my paper, I always look at my word and I find the letter in the middle. Okay? 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Oh, my P is my center letter. So when I start spacing my letters out across my paper, I'm going to start with the P. After the P, I'm then going to go to the letters on the ends and then the letters in the middle. If you have an odd number of letters, for example, I'm just looking at the word blue, so I'm going to write blue. The number in the letter in the middle is not a number, it's just an empty space. So what you would do is you would have to find the middle, and then, like, say this was your paper and you wanted to space blue out, the middle would be here, right? So you'd put the L on this side and the U on this side. And then you'd plug in the B, and then you would plug in the E. And then you'd have your letters evenly spaced. I'm going to do the same thing up here to show you with respect. So I'm going to put P. This is the middle of my paper, so I'm going to put a P here. Now I'm going to go the first letter, R, last letter, T. Now, I know that's evenly spaced, so all I have to do is fit an ES and an EC. ES, EC. And that is how I always have perfect spacing when I make art or signs or things like this. So that's just a little tip, and that's my practice drawing of respect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my paper over, and remember that, now this is my nice clean side, I want to keep it nice and neat. I want to write P in the middle. Now I'm going to draw this very lightly, and I want to do that to make sure that I can erase it. The R will go over here. I'm going to draw the R nice and big. R-E-C-P-E-C. Okay, so I would put the T on this side of the paper, on the opposite side. Okay? I've done the R, the P, and the T. Now I just have to plug in the middle letters. Respect. And that is how I have perfect even spacing across my paper. I'm going to, now I'm going to make them into bubble letters. And when I say bubble, they don't have to look like curved like a bubble. Some people try or make like more boxy letters, and that's really cool too. So whichever one you prefer is perfectly fine. But what you're going to want to do is, this is how you start doing it. Once you get better, you won't have to do all these extra steps, but you need to start this way. What we want to do is basically make this line bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the marker, and you're using a pencil. I'm using a marker so that you can see it really clearly. And I'm just going to outline . You see that? All I did was kind of went around the line I made. And some people, when they do this, they make it really thin, I mean, you can, but you've got all this space. You might as well make it nice and thick and bold so that you have room to color it in, really funky, and make it as unique as you want. This space in the middle, you could make a star, you could make a square, you could just copy this same shape if you wanted to. I'm just going to copy this shape for the sake of showing you, but there we go. So the R, and now the E. So what I'm going to do, remember, is I'm going to trace what I already have. I'm just going along the outside to outline it. And you see that? That's because this E is going behind the R, visually. Once again with the S. S's are kind of tricky. When I was a little girl and I went to church, I would sit in the pews, and in our bulletins I would draw. I would draw stars, I would draw graffiti and letters and all sorts of different things. And as I got older, people would always compliment my handwriting, my calligraphy, and my ability to draw and to write really well. And I credit it all to all that practice that I had growing up when I thought I was bored, but I really just made the best of my time and tried to learn my best. Anyways, so that's the first step.